Okay, good morning, everyone. We're here again today to continue what we started. Basically, end what we started. So today we are going to be learning media queries and responsiveness. So we learned about it yesterday. We are going to be applying it into our work today. So I have Bolu with me on stream today. Toby is kind of busy with something, but he might be joining us later. So we hope you get something for us today. So during the course of yesterday, today I prepared this note to basically be easy for us to use in the sense that most of the sections of my code is basically already here. So basically, what I just need to do is just explain, then apply what I already have here to what I have in my code, so it works perfectly. So first things first, when we want to design, better to do mobile first, then we apply it to what we have on our desktop design. So start with the mobile styles and add styles for larger screen. What's better? Mobile traffic is huge these days and easier to add features that remove them better performance on mobile. So these are basically just the advantages of using of when you are designing. So what should take note of? Let's move to what we need to continue our project. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, now first off, let me run my code so we see what we are working with. So this is what we are hoping to make responsive. So we'll start basically from the first, then we'll continue up to the end of the project. So the first thing we need to make responsive is our nav. You can see our nav like this. It's basically horizontal on our laptop screen. But when we try and view it on our mobile simulator, I hope everybody has downloaded their mobile simulator. Just search on Chrome Mobile Simulator extension and you should see what you need there. You can see that the link is a little bit cramped up. There's no space for whatever we have there to fit as expected. So we have to make this responsive first before we now move to other sections that we have. So understanding our current number, let's look at what we have right now. So this is basically what we have in our number. This is basically what we have. So we have this in our number is in the head. This is basically the structure of our number here. We have the logo first, then all the links, then the icons at the far end of the number. So these are the three parts that we have here. So the current CSS as well is here. So we basically give it a width of 100% padding, and we display flex and justify content to share all the spaces that are there between the items we have in the navbar. Then we'll put a position fix. That's why when we scroll up, the navbar does not scroll with our page, it just stays at the top of the page. Then we give it a Z index of 30 so that when we scroll, other elements scroll under the navbar, not over it. So that's basically what we have under the navbar. They also style the UL and also the logo and other elements there. But that particular navbar style basically does not fit for mobile phone. So on mobile, all these links try to squeeze into one line and it's a disaster. That's what we checked here. Everything is squeezed into one line. So there's no available space for our you know there's no available space for our nav. So we have to change the how we work through it. So first off, we stack everything vertically for tablet and up. So we keep it horizontal. So what we do here is basically this is the style that we're going to be following. But then we are not going to be writing it, we are not going to be changing what we already have. We are going to be writing this styling inside our media query for mobile screen. Do you understand? So, or wait, sorry, I'm trying to. Okay. So I just got the idea of what to say now. So basically what we did in this place is basically style for the desktop, basically. So what we did here is style for the desktop. So but what I have in my write-up basically tells us to basically always style for the navbar first. I mean for the mobile first. We should start for mobile first. Then we can always change things up later for the other screen. That's why in this place we add this. I'm just understanding now. So start with mobile styles, then add styles for larger screens later. So that's basically it, because mobile traffic is huge these days. So what this basically means is that depending, I mean, given the fact that most people in the world basically uses our mobile phones now, we should start for our mobiles first. Then always use our media query for our tablets. Then our what's it called? Our desktop or higher than that. So basically be changing the design that we have for our navbar now to fit the mobile first design. Then later we'll now change the media query for our desktop and tablet and above like that. Like that. So I'll basically just copy this and paste so that our work is going to be faster. Come to my CSS. I don't think I'm using this again. So let's just remove this. Let's leave that one out. You know, before we had a text now logo, but now it's now an image. So we can leave that one out. Then we'll also copy this header nav view. When the playback of this live is uploaded, you can basically just edit it manually. But we have to keep to time because we have other things to, attend to. Yeah, copy this and paste. Yeah. So if you are just joining live, I'm basically just editing what we already had before. Because at first we start for our desktop and it's advised table to always start for the mobile screen first. Then later you can now apply the styles for your your tablets and your desktop computers later. So it basically gives like a progressive design rather than moving from your desktop to your mobile phones later. You understand? So first off, we start for our mobile. Then when we want to apply our media query, we apply the media query to our this thing. For this part, I don't think this one was included before. So what this one does before basically is it said elder nav then UL last child. So what it helps us do is basically keep our icons horizontally stacked when it's on small screen. Keeps the icon horizontal. You know, icons do not take much space as it takes like it doesn't take as much space as the links of that nav bar. So that's why we have it in this manner. So it's going to remain horizontal because there's space for it. So it's coming down. Okay, so let's see what we have come up with and fix any bugs that might have come up. Okay, so we have our time zone, we have all of this here. So our navbar is a little bit, you know, more responsive that it would have been or it was before. Everything is horizontally stacked and it fit our screen rather than having it cramped up like before. So can I continue? So now we come to our tablets. Yesterday I gave us a like what is it called now? It was like a um, table of sizes that matches different screens. So we have our tablet screen to be from about 768 pixels wide and up. So that's what we have there. So this one just basically keeps our header nav flex row. You know, normally I already changed all the orientation of our navbar on mobile screen, right? But now we are changing this back again to be flex direction row. Then we also change single styling. So I already told us before that we only change stuff that matter when we are writing media query. That means if you don't need to change it, that means you don't need to change it. So if you don't need to change it, you just leave it how it was before. You can see that the code inside this media query is a little bit not as long as what we had initially. So we basically just touch the things that needs to be touched inside our media query. So from our now, so we have the header now. We have flex direction rule, specify content space between and padding 25 px 20 px. So this way is just basically changing the orientation from what we had in our mobile screen to what we are going to be having on our tablets and above. So we changed the logo size too, and also the direction of our UL. Then you can see this UL before we had to put display flex for it. But since we still want to do display flex, we don't need to specify display flex again. So the only thing we changed was the flex direction that was already there. So we changed the flex direction from column to row in our UL. Then we did the same thing for our header nav UL. That's the anchor tag inside our nav bar. Then also this one that stays horizontal. That's the one for our icons. We just increased the gap between them. So that's basically all that we are going to be styling for our tablet and above. So we'll come down to the bottom of our CSS. Yeah. Then we basically write our distance. So we don't need to style for phone again. That's our initial styling is for phone. Then we come down to tablet. Then we come down to our desktop in this place. So this one is going to 1020 and something. I'll check it now. Then I'll come in 1024 px. That's for desktop. So we style for desktop too. Not much in the desktop part. So we added a padding. As we created the padding. Since we have more space than the tablet, increase the padding, increase the logo. Then we increased the gap between our links, our lists. Then we also increased the font size of our anchor tag. So we just basically spread out what we have for our desktop. So if you are to see it now, you can see that we still have this here. And when we change it back to our desktop, we have the same design that we want. If we were to change this to a tablet screen, you can see it still matches the design that we want for our tablet as well. So normally, let me show us the work, or let me just say the behavior of a navbar in like a standard website. I'm going to show us the behavior of the navbar when it's on a mobile screen. If you are just joining, hello, you can always write a comment and like double tap on your screen. Trying to show this network is kind of bad. I don't know why the network is doing like this one. welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I mean, it's very network is kind of bad. So we have this. So you can see how it looks like on a mobile, a desktop screen. But when we come here, our navbar does not show like how we showed in the example we are working on, the project we're working on. In our navbar, in our project, everything just basically comes out. But there should be like a button that basically toggles the navbar to come out and to stay hidden. So in navbar does not show, it does not cover the whole screen like it did in our project. Sorry guys, I'm back. More. MTN limits me big time, to be honest. It didn't just logged out, so I'll try to join back in. So let's continue from where we stopped. Sorry for the discomfort. I think the network is better now than it was before. I'm back now. So this was what I wanted to show us before. I wanted to show us how what's it called now? Back screen only when the user wants it to be displayed and to show. So that's how it works on. So when we load this one, that's our project on here. Fast now. Okay, when we load this on here, you can see how it's covered the whole screen. Then there should be like a button that toggles this particular nav bar. That means when it should show and when it should not show. You understand? Like this now, we can just scroll under. And that's not how we're supposed to do. That means we should be able to toggle this to come up and off. So you can see that here we have this hamburger icon. That's what it's called. When I toggle it, my nav bar comes out. When I click, we have this in the this is the and they have hamburger icon that helps us toggle when it is on and when it is off. That's iBus shows and hides our nav bar. So we are going to be adding that to the to the to the to the to the to the, to the, I disconnected again. No. So basically what's going to be adding, basically hiding and showing our nav. So add our nav bar. When it's on and when it's off, that iBus shows and hides our nav bar. So we have this. So add hamburger button. So in this place now, we just made a makeshift for this hamburger. We did 3 spans, but I'm not going to be using this. I'm going to be adding an icon inside that hamburger button. So you basically just add it inside your nav. So come to our HTML. So we are trying to create that toggle effect. So we can place it anywhere. Let's just put it under here. So say hamburger icon, hamburger button. So say button. They also have an ID too. So it's the ID we are going to be using to access our button. So see when we are doing JavaScript, we still like come back and talk about this. It's basically how we access our JavaScript. Access our HTML with our JavaScript. It's called DOM manipulation or DOM selection. So we basically select this particular element from the DOM, then do what we want to do with it in our JavaScript. So let me go to icons, then copy the icons that we're going to be using. Burger. Mm. I don't know why it's not showing. Mm. Yeah, here it is. So copy this and paste it in here. So basically displays that way. So we'll now come back to our note and check what we did with it. So we added the class and the ID for the. So we'll come and add the CSS. So what we did here now is basically we want to make that hamburger only visible on small screen. We want it to be only visible on small screen. So now we're going to put display. No, we don't need to do all this. So add this, then you edit it. Okay, copy. So remove the display flex column gap 5 Photoshop to remove everything. So why it was there before is because in the example they did not use an icon. They use like span. They use span for that. So they were trying to style it. That's why it's like that. So. Have the width here, padding, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to check if there is something that is so we have to add all of this. So we have to edit our nav menu to also be hidden by default on mobile. Normally we showed it on mobile screen. So we have to hide it by default on our mobile screen so that it will give our hamburger icon a room to actually do its work. So what is basically the hamburger icon does is basically toggles whether this nav menu is showing or not. So that's basically what is being displayed. So come here, copy nav menu code. Not many. I think this is enough many. So why this? Okay. Not an idea. And they didn't have many too. Yeah, call me. So after we have done that, I'll now come down to our so in our tablet and our desktop screen, we want to hide our hamburger. You know, we have already accessed the hamburger from mobile screen. That means on mobile screen is the only time that it is visible. So we don't want to display it on our desktop or our tablet screen. So what we are going to do is basically put display none for it. So we'll leave the rest of the things the way it's were before. So basically just come down to here, then add the hamburger, then write display, you know, yes, hamburger with display, you know, yeah. Then the last part is basically adding the JavaScript. So the JavaScript is not something we should worry much about. So you just need to like type all of this out. Then later when we are doing JavaScript, we will now come back to explain all of this again. But just know that how we get the elements is basically by DOM manipulation, where we used our get element by ID to access those hamburger icon and the nav menu from our HTML. Then we use this on click event to basically switch between when our nav um, hamburger is active or not. Then we also use this one to like style each of them. So that's what we have there. So I basically just create a script.js, create a script.js now inside my JavaScript folder. It's always advisable to have a JavaScript folder as well. So script.js. Then inside here, no, sorry, this is not what I'm supposed to paste. So you know, now let's try to fix what we have. That's the issue we have. Let's try to fix it. Maybe it's because it's still loading. The navbar. Oh, or is it because it's still loading? because there's issues with our code somewhere. I think I know why. I've not linked my. What do you say?
Oh, I thought you were calling me. But you sounded like Bolu. That's what you said. I thought you said Bolu.
Hello?
I can hear you. I said I thought you said Bolu.
No. I did not say any. So why the script tag was not working before is because we did not link our script. So to add your script, you basically come to the bottom of your HTML, then you write a script tag like this, then write src, then you write the that's that. So I think we should work perfectly now. Let's wait for the stock to load. That's not the issue again. Now menu. I think we scattered this design somehow. No. Well, we say if we have tried, we see our CSS code as is long. I'm not seeming to find where the error is actually. Let me give ChatGPT to help us look for the error. No. Bolu, you still didn't.
I'm here.
Bolu,
I'm here.
okay. Which of your this? Okay. Which of your this thing is the real one like this? Okay. Because you have two of your this thing here.
Yes, that one is for my phone. The one you can see is for my phone.
Like two of your accounts logged into the stream. That's why.
Yes.
Okay. No, this snap bar no want to work. I'm trying to debug it. So what we have to do now is basically just copy our number code for the HTML, our number code for CSS, and also the JavaScript. Then we'll find out the issue. It basically just helps you narrow down where your issue is coming from. So it's good to know how to like explain your problems too when you meet or have them. My network today is bad going. I think what we'll do today is basically just get we'll basically get the responsiveness of our nav bar go today and digest it very well so that we know how to do it by ourselves next we are doing it. So we don't like cramp ourselves with too much of information. What do you think, Bull? If we say we should do everything today, there might be too much information to hold
Yeah,
and
correct, yeah.
it
Because
might
if you
cause
learn
confusion.
everything
So
at once, you will not know anything.
it's better
So it's
to
better
just
you
do
learn it bit
one
by
that
bit.
we know that we can always like come back to and do it back. What do you say?
I said if we learn everything at once, the people will end up not knowing anything. But if you learn it bit by bit, at least some parts will stay in their head. So what you said is correct.
I know you what to say, Bolu.
I said like now, if you teach everything at once, we'll not be able to retain everything. Some people will not be able to retain everything. But if you teach it bit by bit and we do the next part tomorrow, at least the one we learn today, when it's small, it will be retained in our head. So there's no need to gauge everything down the head.
Yes, yes. So let's just get this nav bound first today. So let me face this our or let's first see our problem. So we are working on the responsiveness of our time zone projects we started first then it first CSS is mobile screen while the media is tablet device top screen. So we want to respond to this of the upper initially HTML, CSS, and JS code snippets with you so you can help us figure out where exactly our issue is. Don't fold. You are doing the right already. Go ahead and okay. So let's share our HTML. So this is the HTML, then the CSS. So just basically copy all the way through to where our nav barcode ends. Okay, Then we'll copy our JavaScript too and paste. So I already shared everything now, so it was fine. Nice, thanks for dropping the full snippet. Let's put the debugger googles and walk through exactly where things are breaking. You are very close, but a few small naming or structure issues are causing big behavior problems. Hamburger naming mishmash. Okay, the first issue that we had is basically the fact that our hamburger is not the same spelling as what we put in our CSS. So that can actually cause an issue. I think I spelled hamburger wrong. That's why I put R in hamburger. Hamburger does not have R in it. So that's why I think. So you created three different spellings for the same thing. So hamburger in HTML ID and class, hamburger in CSS, and hamburger in JS. So it cannot work like that. So we have to change the one in our HTML. So come here, then remove the R that's here, and also this one. Then your navbar is flex direction column, but you want a row on desktop. This is fine for mobile first, but we never override it later. I think we did, but that one is in our, yes, we did. So hamburger should disappear on desktop, but it doesn't right now. Hamburger is always visible. So menu is always positioned off screen unless active. Okay, let's check if it has fixed itself. Truly. Okay, it works. Navbar works. You can see home, shop, about, latest, blah, blah, blah. Network. So it closed as well. So when you click on this, you open. When you click on this, open, close. Or you check it on our desktop screen, our laptop screen. As you see so we are still having an issue. So the issue that we're having here is this: our nav menu disappears on large screen, and that's not supposed to be. So this is supposed to disappear on the desktop. So desktop override. So okay, position static. So this is what we are supposed to do for our. So come down here. I think it's better now. It works, but there's still an issue. This is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be displayed flex. Position static direction rule with auto. Yeah. At this point, I think myself I'm confused as well. More. Okay, I think I know where it is coming from now. Sharp. So I already found out where the exact issue is coming from. Now let's see if it works perfect. And then I can now explain everything that happened to us again. Sharp. I mean, let me fix the last issue. That's the nav icons. Me, oh bless rock of ages, I am. Me through shining through the shadows. Johnny's and the I'm coming. Oh, bless rock of ages, hide me. Sharp. I think it works best now. Yes, but I need to change the position of this icon to be after the what's it called now? So it looks better. Copy. And paste it after the icon finish. Sorry, this network that's taking us time.